What is going on, everybody? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel. This is probably like the fifth time I've tried to record this video. I've been having audio issues today, so hopefully this comes out better. But let me know in the comments down below. Today we're going to be discussing solo champion number one, who is probably the best one, Theodore the Savant. Now, I used him to farm my crazy high points for Ice Golem because I was going for the Fatalis, right? Deck of Faith. We got 19,000 points. I actually came in like, I want to say, I think it was what? Yeah, 15th on the global leaderboards. So I used it solo farming. He's probably the fastest one, right? It was probably like sub 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, depending on whether I was running Dragon or Ice Golem. And I was getting food, guys. I was getting food. So I was trying to get as efficient as possible because I was trying to take care of the dungeon divers. I was trying to take care of the champion leveling, right? Because we had 2 events there. So let's get into what you're going to need to have for a build. And let's look at some of the dungeon runs, what you're going to want to do. All right, so Theodore is going to be in the lead. Now, if you aren't going to be able to hit some of these stats, then use someone else in the lead. But he's got a fairly strong aura at 50 accuracy. So, you know, if you need to make up the speed, then go farm yourself out some spirit hosts from campaign, put them in the lead, right? But let's go ahead. Again, we are running stage 20, right? We're just trying to be efficient with our resources. We're not looking for the gear at this point in time. It's not always about farming hard modes, especially when some of these heavier events come into game, right? That Titan Path event that we're going to have is going to be pretty strong. Now, this wave is usually probably the difficult one on Ice Golem because those 2 preservers will put out a block debuffs and will cleanse. And so, yeah, it gets pretty hard. This is probably the scariest wave, and that's because of the 2 Terror Beasts, right? Theodore, though, does a phenomenal job at taking them out. We're 42 seconds right to the boss, and now just watch the boss melt because Theodore is just so powerful. I know Artek is great, but Theodore just does so much more. And can we get it under 1 minute? 1 minute, 1 second, 62 turns. All right, so we've now completed a Dungeon Diver event. We've now completed a Champion Training event, and we've now completed the Ice Golem event. So 3 birds, 1 stone, 16 energy, pretty good. Let's get into Dragon next. All right, so Dragon Stage 20, we are negative affinity, but that is not a problem for Theodore, guys. Again, he is a beast of a champion. He's defense-based, so it's going to be great for us. Now, there we go. I wish that these guys would just die a lot faster, but it is what it is. So one of the things I do want to mention, the Brimstone may or may not be needed. It doesn't really help out a lot with Theodore, but you can definitely use emergency heal, right? If you pair him with a blood shield accessory, could actually be pretty strong to giving you that extra little bit of support of healing back if you're not going to use them in a regen set. Regen sets are going to be the best one. I currently have them in a regen set, but if you're going to pair them with something else, you might want to use that one instead. And this is more particular towards Theodore. All right, so 51 seconds, 65 turns. We took stage 20 down. Again, same thing. We completed Dungeon Divers. We completed the Dragon, and we also completed the Champion Training. So pretty solid right there. We tripled our points. All right, as I stated earlier, Theodore is currently in a Regen and an Immortal set. I was using him for my hard mode Fire Knight team a while back, and I haven't really changed the build. Now, you could put him in a Balser set, an Immortal set, and he's still going to do the same thing. He does not need the Brimstone, the Brimstone does help. The emergency heal will not be needed for that strategy. It can help, though. You could also put him in the Guardian set. For that one, though, I would suggest putting on emergency heal, only because you're going to take that initial damage while your, food champions are still alive. And that could hurt, right? Especially if you're negative affinity. So the refresh accessories are not needed, but they do help, right? Let's talk about stats. Now, I have, again, the build is more for hard mode Fire Knight, but you're looking at about 70k HP is a good spot for him, right? I currently have mine at 84. 3K defense is good. 3.6, 3.5 is better. 274 speed is what I currently have him at. You don't need that much. You could bring this down to about 240, 280, right? Sorry, 240, 250. Resistance, 350 is going to be the minimum you want to try to go with. You don't want to get debuffed, right? You don't want to take anything that you shouldn't really have to, like a decreased defense, because that can hurt, especially if you're off affinity. Accuracy, he does have 50 in all battles, so I built him with 310. You could build him down to 250 and just use his aura, but I tend not to want to, use that if I don't need to for the stage 20s. Let's talk about skills. If you have him, you fully book him. You're not going to, worry about that. Brimstone is what I have. Again, helped me out in some of the hard mode dungeons. But again, there is something to say about emergency heal if you pair it with a blood shield accessory. Masteries. Masteries wise, you're going to want to take the same ones basically for every champion that you're going to use a solo build for, except for a couple of ones that may bring some some buffs. Sorry. But Oppressor is going to be the number one. Increases the champion's turn meter by 2.5 for each active debuff cast by this champion, right? Stacks up to 10%. So extra 10% turn meter is always good to have. Sniper, definitely one that we want to have. Spirit Haste is also one that you want to take. Now, you could take Master Hexer, plays well with Oppressor, but that's really up to you, right? I don't even remember why I took this one. I think Theodore has 100% to land everything. I just tried whatever. I don't know. Lore of Steel is one that you definitely want to take. It increases the healing that you take from your sets, right? Taking the Cycle of Magic is always a good one. Taking a Swarm Smiter definitely helps, right? Let's take a look at Arcane Celerity. Arcane Celerity has a 30% chance of increasing the turn meter by 10% when a debuff cast by this champion removes or expires. He places a lot of debuffs, guys. Definitely helps. Charge Focus is also one that you can take, and Pinpoint Accuracy. As for the offense tree, we only really need 4 or 5 masteries, right? And some of them we only have to take because we need to get to that tier. But the first one we took is Deadly Precision. Next one we took is Keen Strike. He's not going to do damage, so we don't really care. We do want to take Heart of Glory. Increases the damage inflicted when attacking with full HP. Now, on the off chance that you're never finding yourself, and pay attention to your runs, you're never finding yourself at max HP or full HP, then switch over to Grim Resolve, right? Increases the damage inflicted when attacking with 50% or less. Taking, I don't know what the hell's working with this. Taking Whirlwind of Death definitely is a must. 18 speed along with the 24 from Spirit Haste. That's 40 extra speed. Pair that up with all the turn meter boosting you're going to get from the debuffs. Is going to get you close to that 300 mark. At 300, you're going 3 to 1 compared to everybody else. You're not going to worry about dying. Wrath of the Slaying, you can give or take. It doesn't really matter. And then I wouldn't even bother with Methodical, but if you really want to try to improve your runs, you definitely can take that as well. Big Bad himself, Theodore the Savant. That's pretty much my showcase for him. I love him. I have 2 of him. I'm going to build my second one out. I'm waiting for the champion training to start. I'm waiting for CVC to book him. I've been waiting. He's definitely somebody I don't regret building dupes of, right? He's going to help me out with a lot of places in my account, especially with hard mode Ice Golem. Sorry, hard mode Dragon. It's definitely going to be, some of my speed farm teams. I might even take Steltus out and start using him as an arena nuker. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, guys, smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. I know that the build looks a little heavy on stats, but don't worry, it can get done with less. One of the ones that we're going to be coming up with next is going to be actually our boy Tomb Lord, and the stats on him are a lot less, so you can definitely do it with less stats, don't you worry. If you guys have the time, come by and join us on Sundays for the Knights of Teleria podcast, where you get myself, JR Star 3s, Nacho Plays 50, Gestel Gaming, Jared Gaming, along with Final Campeche. We talk everything Raid Shadow Legends. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a fun show. It's, a perspective from every player in the genre, whether you're early, mid, late, free to play, end game, Kraken, whale, whatever you are, there's some part of the show that you can relate to. So it's great. It's a great time to have everybody there. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys next time.